We are a software as a service company, so we're basically trying to build new payments infrastructure for Aotearoa. So the problem we're preoccupied with is there a way that we can build payment services that are faster, more secure and less expensive than what exists today? The original founder, Aotearoa, he spent a lot of time building industry relationships. And then when I joined BlinkPay in September 2021, I did big bank transformation in the UK, where I was formerly a digital director of Barclays Bank, and in my time there I did big bank transformation for 4 of the major British banks. And so what we do is we connect directly to the banking infrastructure, straight to the core banking system. We're building the open banking standard. The UK pioneered it first. Daniel Aotearoa said to me, he's like, "Oh bro, we're trying to do this here in New Zealand." I said, "Oh, I did that years ago." He's like, "Yeah, but we're still trying to figure it out." Because I'm Māori, he played the Māori card. He's like, "Imagine what we could do for our people." So I was like, you kind of got me there.
I've learned a lot since I've come on at this company, and I didn't realise kind of the state of the banking industry and how much money people were spending on merchant fees and the security issues for some of the programs and the systems that are out there already. And so being able to kind of fix all that and give people another solution, it's pretty exciting.
It's well documented, right, that the 4 major banks are Australian owned, and so quite a lot of New Zealand money flows over the Tasman River. Last year was just over 7 billion New Zealand dollars. Historically, it's been $6 billion. The second thing that has almost equal prevalence is the convenience of making the payment. But then when you think about what's the most convenient method, cards, well, they're costly. A lot of Kiwis are trying to then pay it manually themselves. They go into the online bank, they pay their bills and they're ready. But even in the best performing sector, still 1 in 5 payments has an error in it. And then the fifth thing we looked at was, well, there are other options that allow you to pay, but the problem with that is if there is a problem with your payment, your bank will say you're liable for your losses because you gave over your login credentials to allow this other party, this service like a poly, to go and do that thing. And so that's kind of at the heart of our business model is, can we connect the banks to all the major New Zealand businesses in a meaningful way that allows the efficient transfer of data and money? It's about the brand awareness and trying to build out our approach to being a credible authority in this space.
I'm trying to make BlinkPay a little bit less stuffy. I think when you think about fintech and you think about the banking industry, there's a lot of jargon, it's boring, people's eyes glaze over. So very much trying to make it more kind of cool software in line with sort of Zero Trade Me. So we looked into a few different CMS systems, something that can do everything and do everything in the future too. So in terms of HubSpot, we can do all our social media marketing and set up posts through that. We can do blogs, we can do landing pages. We've got Webflow, so to automate our processes for onboarding, which makes it really, really easy for our developer as well. So it really crosses over into that tech side of things. And in the future, as we bring on more customers and we want them being able to self-service, we're going to build out the Knowledge Hub on HubSpot too.
It's probably the Rolls Royce. Most small to medium-sized businesses can't afford it, but because we're a small business, we sort of said, "Oh, what can you do for us?" So when you are a small business, you can ask for discounts on that basis, and most of the folks we've spoken to are willing to do that.
If you don't build those relationships, you don't know what you can get. Especially the Kiwi way, we can be a lot more casual with our approach, and so if you can build up that sort of personal relationship, but on the professional level, it does wonders as well. Our biggest platform is LinkedIn, and again we schedule those through HubSpot, but the reason we go for LinkedIn is because it's got everybody on it. We've got the merchants on it, potential investors on it, and we've got the end users, just the everyday people.
When we've developed a new set of data and code and we do a code release, we put it into GitHub. So we make sure that whatever code we're releasing is bulletproof and it can be accessed within that central repository. One of the ones I like is we have this thing called retro.org. And what it does is if you are running an agile methodology or you're sprinting for those in software development, that tool is amazing for reflecting what you've done through the lens of what can we do to do things better and more efficiently in the future. Because when you are a small organization, you can't do everything. So you need to be very, very laser focused on what your goals are.
If you find something hard or time consuming, go and spend time figuring out how you can make it automated. And so Digital Boost is obviously a platform you can go to see what solutions are out there, but just Google it, ask on LinkedIn, ask the questions, ask your network.
Throughout history, there was this idea of knowledge is power, and a lot of people are the keepers of the knowledge, and they hold it tightly and they don't share that. And I always took a very different view. I'm like, well, if you share knowledge and you elevate everyone around you, you don't become a single point of failure. we should democratise and make it freely available to lift everyone's capability, to give everyone that opportunity to raise their prospects, their outcomes for their families.